because there's also a dirty little secret when it comes to Bible translations, and it's this: none of them follow a single text base. None of them. Now, it's not actually a secret because translation committees admit this. They explain this in the preface or in the introductions, but most people do not read the preface or the introductions to their Bibles. So let me take a minute or two to address this matter because it complicates our task as textual apologists, translators as textual critics. We have translators doing the work of textual criticism while translating. It would be very convenient if we could just answer the question at hand. Yes, the textual base of your translation matters a great deal, and you have only two options. And most people think that way. I've heard it. One guy will say, I'm a received text man, so I use the authorized version. Another will say, I'm a critical text guy, so I use the ESV or the NIV. But sorry, it's not that simple. Because again, no English translation that I know of follows a single Greek manuscript or a single printed edition of the Greek New Testament 100% of the time. Instead, translation committees effectively establish for themselves a new text base every time they publish a new translation. Now, we who prefer the received text already know this. It is no secret to us. That's why we are happy and willing to refer to the authorized version as an independent variety of the Textus Receptus. And that, by the way, as a brief aside, is, I think, one of the best answers you can give to the now notorious which TR question. We tell people the authorized version is our preferred independent variety of the Textus Receptus. And true, that does blur the line a bit between text and translation, but it's the main point here that is inevitable. It is inevitable because, again, all translators do textual criticism while translating. Let me prove it. The preface to the NIV says its New Testament is based on, here's a quote, the latest editions, note the plural, the latest editions of the Nestle-Aland/United Bible Society's Greek New Testament. It then admits, another quote, the committee has made its choices among the variant readings. So there we have it, admitted and proven. Translators doing the work of textual criticism while translating. And we see the same thing, of course, in the English Standard Version, its preface. It first admits divergence from the Old Testament Masoretic text. And then, quote, in a few difficult cases in the New Testament, it admits to choosing a Greek text different from the text given preference. Now, the text given preference in the ESV was the NA27. And an example, clear example of deviation from its preferred text is found in the 5th verse of Jude, where the ESV says that it was Jesus rather than the Lord who delivered the people out of Egypt. That was a text critical decision made by the committee. And it shouldn't surprise us that they deviated from the preferred text because, again, they admitted their willingness to do that in the introduction. Now, 11 years later, the NA28 caught up with that decision. It adopted the Jesus reading also, so it's no longer a divergence, properly speaking, but the point still stands. Translators do textual criticism while translating. There's no denying it.